Hey, this is Any Flavor You Want impromptu review on Mandy. Now, if you don't know what Mandy is, that's the same kind of perspective that I had going into it. I had no idea what Mandy was. I had no idea what who the actors were, except Nicolas Cage, which is honestly why I watched it. I just knew I heard these keywords. Mandy is like Hellraiser, Mad Max, The Void, and John Wick, all mixed up into one. So I got this movie on YouTube video, rented it, and I saw it. And first off, the thing I want to point out in this movie that's super striking is its individual style. When you hear things like Steven Spielberg or Quentin Tarantino or Clint Eastwood or Martin Scorsese, you kind of have this idea of what kind of stylistic elements they'll put in their movies. But with Mandy, here, let me Google. I'm so blown away, and it's so fresh in my mind right now. Mandy, director. Okay. His name is Panos Cosmatos, okay? And the first thing that strikes me is the color scheme of this movie. It's very heavy on practical effects and contrast lighting and just really interesting color schemes. There's a scene where the love interest and Nicolas Cage are in a bed, and it's like the colors are shifting, and it's like you're tripping on it. You know what? Without incriminating myself, I'm going to say, as far as I consider what I think to be tripping to be like, it is exactly like tripping. Anecdote, not real. Not real. Fake anecdote, fiction. It's very heavily set in an 80s kind of aesthetic. Almost like the intro to Stranger Things. The ending to Pet Sematary. A lot of 80s kind of flashy, neon, contrasty imagery. I think that what I just said is just one element of why this movie is amazing. The next element is that the acting is phenomenal. It is the most take you out of yourself as an audience member and put you in this nightmarish, dreamlike, hellish, metal landscape as effectively as I can describe any movie. It's really something that's to be marveled. And that's why I give more credit to my first point about it being its own individual style. It's when people are gonna look at movies like this, they're gonna say, "Oh, you just did a Cosmatos, like you just did a Tarantino. You did a Tarantino with that. You just did a Cosmatos." Okay. Now the next thing I want to talk about in this movie is just the sheer scale of like how much visceral grittiness there is to it. There's like this unparalleled metalness to it. I really can't describe anything other than that. Without spoiling anything, I will do a formal review sometime on this channel, but I really want to tell you guys, check out the movie Mandy starring Nicolas Cage. It is absolutely mind-blowingly amazing. This is Any Flavor You Want.